So I'm Tano, the chairperson of South Afrika here at APK. How or what do I understand by consent? You see, consent, it's a mutual agreement between partners, of course, to engage in something sexual. But it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. It's consent to touch. There's consent to speak about certain things. There's consent to enter certain spaces. So I think consent generally is a mutual agreement between two parties to engage in something that you both agree on.
Wafela ikabana mulindo ngileza UJ Auckland Park campus should according to me the consent is like imvume so if let's say okay lo wazwa le room okay lo usanga fika angafume ukuthi ngimshaye so if yena kankanga I consent ukuthi fine we can like have sex. That does not necessarily mean that you must have sex, because if I'm gonna do something against a wish, shooting in abuse or I'm taking something away from her of which we are not from. So yeah, so the consent, it's more like an agreement or mutual agreement. Or okay, we understand what yeah.
My name is Tshireletso Mati. I'm the SRC president of the EJ. Well, I think consent in the context that we are speaking, it involves two people who have a mutual agreement, and I think particularly on the part of the lady, I mean, you can't involve any form of cohesion or leading on that is unacceptable. So I think consent, there must really be an agreement between the two and a certain yes from the lady.
Hello. My name is Kotatso Mukike. I'm a third-year psychology student here at Auckland Park campus.
Do I go? Oh, hi, my name is Tato, and I'm doing my second year at UJ. I'm also studying BA in psychology.
Yeah, my opinion would be consent is something that has to do with more than one individual. First off, it's amongst two people usually, and it has to be a mutual agreement of something that is going to be done between the two people that is going to affect them both. Like, if something is going to affect you and I, then somehow we need to meet a common ground, and for me that is consent.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, great. My name is Sarah Jane. I'm studying neuropsychology. I'm in third year. Yeah. I think that the way any person is brought up in their childhood and that what they experience in their childhood affects the way that they are when they're adults or when they're teenagers. So yeah, I guess.
Okay, I feel like the question is like generalized because you can't say the way boys are raised like impacts on how men think, because not every boy is raised in a way that's like going to have a bad impact on society. So I feel like if they were raised in a way that is like abuse and they've been in a family background where like life hasn't been easy on them and they've seen their parents being abused, their sisters being abused, then it will affect them and they'll probably behave in that way if they don't get like help at a younger age and like therapy for that. It can affect them, but not all, because there are some boys who are not raised in an environment that's like toxic, so they don't become the type of men that you see in society. Yes.
I think it does have like an influence on how they, like the way they were raised, because generally we know that boys are raised that the man is the head of the household, so it kind of gives a sense of superiority to women in the home, how they're raised in terms of like patriarchy and stuff. So I think that does greatly affect them in terms of gender-based violence and that.
Oh yes, no, definitely. I feel like especially the South African culture, it has a big influence on how boys become men in the future, because especially, I'm going to make an example of the Zulu culture, hoping that I won't offend anybody. In the Zulu culture, people tend to emphasize that the man is like the leader of the house and the woman is supposed to submit. So whatever the man says goes. Obona. So it's like if the man is also teaching his son that he is the man of the house and he is supposed to have the last say, then it means whatever the child grows up with also goes into his own household, and they not only apply that at home in their marriages, but they also apply that in other areas of their lives with the girls that they meet in university or even in the streets, because they feel like they can take whatever they want because women are just supposed to submit. So in that sense, I would say, yeah,
you feel entitled to
yes, you feel like I own you and you're just supposed to say yes to me because I'm a man, you know. So yeah, I feel like culture definitely has a strong influence on how boys grow up.
I feel like that's a loaded question. I think based on like without statistics and stuff, I think as much as you can get like statistics from news articles and whatnot, like you actually need to do your own research and stuff on it. But I think it would just be like making women aware that they have the power to say yes or no to various things and how they're raised, and yeah, just that they are people and that they are humans, and that it's okay to say no. I think whenever you're in a situation or whatnot, it can always be scary when you're encountering it, but I think if you're convicted about those certain things, then like you'll be okay and you'll be able to stand up for yourself.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer this I'm gonna answer this very, very emotionally, but I think the death penalty, definitely. We should all be afraid for our lives then, because I mean, there's no point giving you your human rights when you're violating someone else's. You know what I mean? So, death penalty.
I feel like I'm not for the death penalty. I feel like every human being like deserves to live, and the act that they did doesn't like necessarily depict who they are. It was probably just a moment of weakness for them to do such a thing. So I feel like everyone deserves to live, and who are we to decide who has to die? So I feel like what can be done is that the situation can be addressed from like a younger age. So if these boys are in families whereby there's a lot of gender-based violence and they're exposed to such, they should like get therapy. So the therapy, there should be like psychiatrists at school who will like monitor kids and like know how they live and let them be like more open to them. They should like instill that behavior in them, where they like let them speak about the situations they're going through and let them understand that okay, if this is happening, this is what you do. And like just be like therapists for them from a young age.
Our law is very weak as South Africans. I mean, in South Africa, the law is just nonsense, obviously, because one minute they arrest a rapist, and then the next minute he's walking in the streets. The next week, it just doesn't make sense. So I feel like if we do go back to the death penalty or death by execution, that might set a good example for the future generation as well, because it will also prevent more criminals in the streets, because it's not enough to say okay, we arrested you and next week the victim is seeing the man walking in the streets. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think death might be the answer at this point.